today I'm in project mode. In a video I did a couple of weeks ago, I reckon, I was discussing my greenhouse here. It is obviously in the sun, as you can see, and it gets full sun all day. That is why I have the shade cloth there that I've had to put over because it gets really hot in there. So what I've decided is I'm going to put a bed, a little raised garden bed down the side here, and then grow a climbing plant that's going to grow up and over eventually. A deciduous plant, so it'll provide shade in summer and then let the light in winter. So that is my current project. But if you're new here, my name is Michael and I love all things fruit and veggie gardening. So if that's what you're into as well, you are in the right place. Now let's get growing. I'm going for a raised garden bed because the ground is horrible. I will show you that in a minute. But most of you have probably heard of Birdie's garden beds. They are what I currently have throughout my veggie patch. So I thought I'd just continue on with that. Although I have gone for a different color. I'm going the mint green. I think, oh, it's some sort of green. I think pale eucalyptus is another option of the color, depending on where you purchase from, either in Australia or overseas. But I like it. It's a nice greeny color. I started putting it together, but it's pretty easy to put together. It's just a lot of nuts and bolts. Just have to go around and add them all in. I had to move into the shade. It's too hot. Because these beds are 2.5 meters in length, they have a bracing kit which you secure on either side to stop it popping out when it's full of soil because it's too heavy. So it'll hold the bed in place. These are the bracing panels, or the bracing kit, I guess you'd call it. So they lock together and will stop the bed from bowing out once it's full of soil. I'm almost done putting the bolts and screws in, and then I'm just going to get the drill and just tighten them all. Nope, wrong way. Now my next job is to clear all the stones next to the greenhouse. Good morning. I've had an outfit change because it is the next day. I made the bed yesterday. Now I need to clear this little section next to the greenhouse so I can position the bed, and I've got some soil being delivered today so I can start filling the bed as well and then get it all planted out, which is exciting. This spot here where the greenhouse is, the previous owners, it was just rubble, stones basically, and then underneath the stones is just dirt, or not even dirt, sand really. So it is pretty horrible. So I'm going to try and clear as much of the stones as I can so I can get the bed as level as I can, and maybe try and loosen up all the dirt underneath before I put the good soil into the bed. Trying to hide from the sun. The bed is done and in position and pretty level. I mean, I'm not complaining too much. Can't get leveler than that, I don't think. My delivery of soil finally arrived. Now the fun part, with a wheelbarrow and a shovel, moving it all back into the garden. filled the bed. Only took 10, 12, not sure how many wheelbarrows, quite a few. I'm going to give it a bit of a water just to try and get the soil to settle a little bit, and then I might need to add a little bit more to the top just to top it up, and then I am good to plant. Another outfit change, another day has gone. We're on the home stretch now. I'm out early in the morning before it gets too hot. It's going to be 35 degrees today. I've got my plants. This is a grapevine. It is a Centennial Seedless, which is going to go in here-ish. The whole idea of this bed, if you remember, is to eventually create some shade for my greenhouse. That is why the grape is going in. And then, for some fun, going with some raspberries. So I'll stick a couple of raspberry canes in, which leaves a little bit of extra room. Better think about what else I'm going to put in there. I think I need to also add a frame in of some sort for the grape to eventually climb over when it gets a bit bigger. I've got a couple of these big metal star pickets. So my thoughts are sticking one in here and then one a bit further down, and maybe threading some wire through, some thick wire that the grapevine can be secured to. I believe that's probably going to be the way to go. So in the front section of the bed, I'm going to grow some raspberries. It says they can grow up to 2 meters in height. So I don't know whether to keep them forward or to move them back against the frame as well, that the grape's going to go up. Do they need staking? Doesn't say. I might leave them, gonna keep them forwards, and then it says to plant them 1.5 meters apart. I'm not going to do that. Maybe a meter, I reckon. going to take this tiny little stake off and maybe put something a little bit thicker there for it. And there we have it, my new garden bed, which will hopefully in future years provide some summer shade for my greenhouse, so I can try and grow things in there during the summer months. Still got a fair bit of room around here, so I'm just thinking about what else I could plant in here that's maybe a bit lower growing. If you've got any suggestions of what I should plant, let me know in the comments. And also let me know if you like these more sort of vloggy style gardening content, or if you prefer the more educational style gardening content, because I'd like to just get a gauge on which you prefer, or if you like a bit of both, let me know that as well. But we're on to the next project, which involves a few more of these beds, but in a different section of the garden. That'll be in the next video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.